15 things that are worth buying, even if you're frugal. I got this idea from Smart Money Bro, and I just had to share my top things that I get. Even though I'm frugal, I still spend money on. Number one, just like him, a mattress. Yes, a mattress is the one piece of furniture that we have purchased new. I have fibromyalgia. I don't sleep well. I have to sleep well. So a mattress, a really good mattress. And we have gone through the gamut. I don't know how many mattresses we've gone through, but I kept trying, finally found something. And a mattress topper, for me and my fibromyalgia, a mattress topper is actually almost more important than the mattress. Not quite, but it goes just along with the mattress. I got this mattress topper for free. Not a sponsored post, but I absolutely love it. For my fibromyalgia, a mattress is top priority. You can save up to 50% off on our Dining on a Dime cookbooks for our Mother's Day sale happening right now. Easy recipes to get you in and out of the kitchen quick that your family will love. The link is in the description below. Please go check out our Dining on a Dime cookbooks right now and grab them up to 50% off. The next one is shoes. Because of said fibromyalgia, I have really bad foot pain. And yes, I will spend the money on shoes. The current shoes that I'm wearing are the Fresh Foam from New Balance. They were $160. You go right ahead and leave the hate mail. I don't care because I'm walking again. I have had plantar fasciitis so bad that I thought I was going to be wheelchair bound. I really did. It just is awful. And so when I found Telic shoes first, I found those sandals first, that took away my pain. Kept looking, couldn't find anything for the winter. Now they've come out with these Fresh Foam from New Balance. Again, not a sponsored post, but on Black Friday, I got me 2 more pairs for $50 because they were on sale. That's how much I love them. So good shoes. Your whole entire body is going to hurt. You're not going to want to save money when your whole body is hurting and you can't do anything and you can't go to work and you're in pain. Believe me, shoes are worth it. The next one is cars. You're going to say, Tara, I thought you didn't buy new cars. I don't buy new cars, but I buy quality cars. Toyota is our number one pick for a car. Honda is number 2. We stick with those 2 cars, and if we stick with those 2 cars, we have the least amount of repairs. The least amount of repairs. We have a 20 or 25, 20-year-old, almost 25-year-old Toyota Camry that we've been driving for over 10 years. And then we also have a Toyota 4Runner that we just bought a year and a half ago, and it's 10 years old. But Toyotas, once we started sticking with Toyotas and Hondas, our car repairs went down significantly. Sorry, Americans who are making Fords, but I will never buy a Ford again. Every Ford we've ever had, and we've had 4 or 5 of them, repairs out the wazoo. It was awful. We had a Ford Taurus one time. I'm not kidding. We spent $8,000 in the first year that we owned that car. Now, that car did go on to last us about 8 years, so it wasn't just a total loss, but we've never had that problem with Toyotas. So stick with quality cars. Toyotas, Hondas is what we stick with when we buy cars. The next one is medical. Yes, I have spent over $100,000. Yes, I'm letting that sink in. Trying to feel better with my chronic fatigue syndrome and fibromyalgia. Now, am I cured? No. Am I significantly better? Yes. I am in a much better position, I guess, than a lot of people that I know with CFS and fibromyalgia. I am not cured by any stretch of the imagination, but I can at least get up and function. I'm not laying on the couch all day long anymore. I can do some things and rest, do some things and rest. But I did used to be basically bedbound on the couch. I was so sick. So has it been worth it? Yes, I think so. There's some days we question that, but I have tried functional medicine. I've tried regular medicine, diets, supplements, different treatments, TMS and EMDR and all kinds of things. I mean, just everything. I have tried physical therapy, all the pills. I've just tried it all. And I've gotten myself to where I am at least functional, even if I'm not cured. So spending the money on medical, I think is worth it. If you're not going to be able to even function in life, you know, what's the point then? So insurance, the very second we could afford it, even though we weren't making very much money, we got Mike life insurance. Why? Because if something happened to him, I did not want to have to be going to work right away to take care of the kids, especially since I really can't work. Since I'm on, I'm on disability, I really can't work. Not traditional. So, and this was before the internet, before all this was started, even our business was started. But life insurance, number one, is if you have wife and kids. Now, if you're a single person, you don't really need to worry about life insurance, I guess, unless you're wanting to pay for your funeral, not to be a burden on your family. But definitely if you have a wife and kids, life insurance. Next, car insurance. We used to only have liability on our cars, but now we have comp and collision both. It has way more than paid for itself over the years, so much so that for us, we've had several cars get hailed out, 9 car accidents that were not our fault, where our cars were totaled. That happened in 3 years one time. And we ended up making more money than we paid for on the cars after driving them for several years. So it was definitely worth it for us. Now, liability can be fine if you have the cash already saved up to pay for another car. So let's say you drive a $3,000 clunker and you only have liability on it. And I would get uninsured motorists too if you can. But if you only have liability on it, make sure you have the $3,000 saved up. So if you hit a deer here in Wyoming, that's a big possibility, or whatever, you go sliding on the ice, snow, whatever the situation is, that you can replace it if you have liability. You will not get your car replaced if it's your fault. Now, if it's someone else's fault and they have insurance, that's a caveat. If they have insurance, then their insurance will pay. But if they don't have insurance, you're out unless you sue them. And if you're having to sue them for insurance, then you're probably not going to get it anyway. So just make sure that you have the cash saved up to buy yourself another car if you crash your car, if you're driving with liability. Otherwise, we do get the full coverage on our cars. But here's the thing, we drive older cars. So for us, it really wasn't that much more. It was literally $5 a month more, way more than paid for itself for us. Run the numbers with your insurance agent to see what's best for you. But for us, it paid to have the full coverage. A nice, safe house. Okay, growing up, and even after I was married, growing up, we did not live in the safest neighborhood. Now, I didn't know any different growing up. So honestly, I wasn't like just shaking in my bed all the time. But, we had this family room with this big bay window, and we lived in front of a convenience store, and people would rob the convenience store, and then they would come running through our yard, and the police would come running through them, and we would watch them go by the bay window. And this happened all the time. We watched the thief go by, and then we'd watch the police go by just running through our front yard. One time, I wasn't living there when it happened, but one time a guy did that, and then he went and hid in our basement under the crawl space. The police couldn't find him, and my mom and brother were there all night long with this guy in the crawl space, and the police just finally left. And in the morning, Mom heard him open the door and get out because he couldn't see down there because there's only one window and it was dark at night. So when morning came and then my brother left for work, she thinks that he just went ahead and left. Okay. You know, there were, in our neighborhood, in the alley, there were, let's just say, ladies who are in the oldest profession using the neighbors' garages as their offices. Is that a kind way to say that? In the back alley. And so now, looking back, even though at the time it was just normal life for us, now looking back, I'm like, I'm going to spend the money to make sure I have a house where I feel safe. And even Mike and I, when we were first married, we lived in some pretty skanky neighborhoods. Yes, we did. And we made the best of it. I did the best that I could with what I had. But some of those places were pretty skanky. And let me tell you, after you've lived in those places, you kind of get the determination, I want a nice house. And now, after 30 years, we have sacrificed and we have a super nice house. You know, we've had nice houses for probably the last 25 years. That was only the first 5 to 7 or 8 years that our houses were kind of iffy. But we kept working our way up. And now I have a really, really nice house, and I'm not going to apologize for it. Why do I have a nice house? I have never had student loans, never had a car payment, never had any credit card interest. Well, a little teensy tiny bit. I mean, we're talking like $200 over 30 years. And that was a business choice. But I've never paid interest on anything but my house. So all of that money was focused so that I could buy a really nice house in a really nice town, in a really nice neighborhood, and I love it. Absolutely love it. For the first time in my life, I can come home and just be restful at home. I don't have to think about neighbors. I don't have to think about, gunshots. I don't have to think about people doing things in the alley. I don't have to think about people running with their guns through the yard. It's really nice. It's a safe neighborhood. My kids can walk to school. When I was in school, I would walk to school and there were guys exposing themselves in the park as I was walking to school. So yeah, that's kind of a priority for me. The thing is, it may not be a priority for you, and that's fine, but you can work your way up to these things. It may not be a process that happens overnight, but gradually you can get yourself out of that pit and get yourself up so that you can feel safe in your home and not have to worry about it all the time. Let me tell you, it's a great feeling. The next thing is prevention. What am I talking about? Keep your teeth clean, keep those cavities filled, get your regular medical appointments taken care of, because it's easier to have a colonoscopy than to have colon cancer. It's easier to have a mammogram than to have breast cancer. Keep up on those preventative things that you can. Car maintenance, keep the oils changed. Keep up on the different hoses. Get those little things fixed so they don't turn into bigger things. Your roof, your gutters, all those things. If your gutters are having a problem, it's going to cause major issues with your foundations. Right now, I'm looking at my gutters because we've got to get it fixed, and we need to do it soon because it's driving me crazy. So get your gutters fixed, get your foundations fixed if you need to, but whatever the maintenance issue is, make sure you maintain your heater and your air conditioner every year. That keeps them running for longer and longer. The next thing is computers and smartphones. I know, and those are the next two things, but here's the thing. We can't do this business if we don't have quality computers and a quality smartphone. I could, but I can do a better job because I have those items, and I can do a more efficient job because I have those items. So we made sure that the last time we got a computer for me, it had enough storage so that just all my videos sit on my computer. For those of you who don't know, that's a lot. It's a lot. I think my computer is 8 terabytes, I think, or something. And I probably got it half to 3/4 full. So need to go out and clean out a little bit of stuff. But a smartphone, it has been worth the $1,500 I spent on a smartphone 3 years ago, because the camera quality is so much better. I don't have to have a separate camera. I can just move stuff from my phone to my Mac computer because it's just so much easier. So quality items, if you need it for your business and you can truly justify it. I'm not saying that if you're a construction worker, you need to go out and spend $90,000 on a truck when a $15,000 truck will do. That's not what I'm saying. But in our case, because we do videos, we needed a new computer. A used computer just was not going to work. We need the newest microphones, the newest phones. Not the newest all the time. My phone is 3 years old, but I did make sure that I got a smartphone the last time. And let me tell you, the amount of time and energy it has taken me to do videos has gone way down. So invest if you need to for your businesses, but don't overinvest if you don't need to, okay? A lot of guys use that justification to get a really fancy truck when you don't need it. The next one is lawyers and accountants. Yes, do not go cheap on your lawyers and your accountants. Our accountant this year literally saved us thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on our taxes on something that we didn't think we could claim, and we could. It was way worth the amount that we spent paying him to do our taxes this year. Now, Mike does all our bookkeeping, but our accountant does our taxes for us. Lawyers. I know one person who has had to hire a lawyer about 5 times in the last year and a half for different things. Car accidents, landlord issues, job issues. It has way paid for itself. It's absolutely crazy. So lawyers, accountants, definitely worth it. The next one is schooling. Trade school, private school. Do not waste your money on college. If you want to be a doctor or a lawyer or something like that, okay, that's fine. But trade school is where it's at. That's where I would spend my money. If you're a parent, I would spend my money on private school and not waste money. You're not saving money sending your kids to public school. You're just not. I would homeschool or send them to a private school, and I know private schools not necessarily better. A lot of them are, but not all of them. But those two things, you will get your investment back later. Most of the time, when you go to trade school, make sure it's something that people need. An electrician, a plumber, if you're doing nail and hair, all of those are high paying jobs that will more than pay for themselves that the schooling will more than pay for itself when you're working. The next thing is convenience foods. You're like, what, Tara, convenience foods? Please, if you are so tired that you just can't cook, first of all, you need to check out our Dining on a Dime cookbooks that are on sale for Mother's Day right now, guys. 50% off for the sets, 40% off for the individual books. Go grab them for our Mother's Day sale. We only do this twice a year, but get you some easy recipes. I don't spend more than 20 minutes cooking dinner. I have fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue syndrome. I'm tired. I can't do it. That's why I wrote the book, to give easy recipes to get you in and out of the kitchen quick, but your family will still love them. They will. I promise you they will love them. You can go on our sales page, the link is in the description below, and see every single recipe in the book. We have a video showing every single page of the book. But if you are just so tired that you don't think you can cook anything, get the chicken nuggets, get the TV dinners, get paper plates. Pay for those things so you're not eating out. I would rather have you spend $7 or $8 in convenience food and paper plates for dinner than $60 picking up fast food. Is it as cheap as the $4 to $5 that you can feed your family for an entire meal, not one serving? Yet, no, it's not, but it's still way cheaper than eating out. The next one is spend the gas money to go to different stores to get better deals. It is a misconception that if another store has a much better deal, that you are not going to save money on your gas. It's just not true. Unless you're driving maybe 60 or 90 miles. But I have driven 70 miles each way to go get grocery deals to save on my groceries, and it has been worth it. People way overestimate how much gas they're using. Usually it's $2 to $3. Most people don't go more than 20 miles. So even if it's 20 miles going both ways, that's $6. Let's say chicken breasts are on sale for $1.47 or $1.99 instead of $3.47 or $3.99. If you stock up your freezer, it's definitely worth it. It's definitely worth it. So using the gas money to go to different stores, to go to thrift stores is worth it. The next thing is garden tools, snow shovels. I pay for quality garden tools and quality snow shovels. Why? Because I use those all the time and they break down all the time. The cheap ones break down all the time. So I do make sure my shovels, my rakes, my snow shovels, all are of high quality so that they're not always breaking, especially if I need it in an emergency situation. You know, that would be really bad if it broke in an emergency situation. The next thing is makeup. You're like, Tara, there's no way that's a need. Listen, I feel so much better when I have my makeup put on in the morning. I do it every single day. Even when I'm sick, I get up, I put on my makeup, and I get dressed. There has maybe been in the last 40 years, maybe 2 or 3 times when I have not worn makeup, because it just makes me feel better. It gives me motivation to get up and get going for the day. I know there's a lot of people who don't wear makeup and they say, well, Tara, that's not frugal. Listen, I spend about $10 every 6 months on makeup. That is $20 a year. I have no problem being a big spender on makeup so that I can feel put together. The same with my hair. I started getting perms once a year. It takes so much less time to do my hair. I think I fried it though this last time, so I think she left it on a little too long, so I'm gonna have to go a couple of years now. But I don't have to do a huge amount to do my hair and makeup. It literally takes me 5 minutes to do my makeup and 5 minutes to do my hair in the morning. But I look presentable, I don't look like a hag, and it is definitely worth the money for me. Please comment and let me know what you spend money on, even though you're frugal. Go watch this video on how I spent $20 to feed us for an entire week. I almost said month. An entire week. Visit us at livingonadime.com. We'll see you guys next time.